What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol NVDA for NVIDIA Corp. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, this will, of course, be an update. We talked about it just yesterday. The main thing I want to point out is obviously the bearish price action. Just like we talked about in Tesla today, it did take back not only 1 day's worth of range, 2 days worth of range, but really 2.5, closing underneath the low of the Tuesday session and kind of at the open of Monday, to be quite honest with you. So from a weekly par perspective, if you were to just draw this in, right, your weekly candlestick is starting to look like an inverted hammer there, which is not the most promising outlook, just indicating sellers stepped up at the highs, right? The other thing we should point out from the intraday 30-minute is certainly, again, just like Tesla, a lot of these patterns were very similar. This inverted head and shoulders is now no longer really in play, noting that we are getting a substantial amount of price action acceptance underneath the right-hand shoulder acceptable mark, which was 271. The other thing we discussed in yesterday's video was the fact that from a short-term perspective, you could start to look at this activity here as a descending triangle, or contrary to that, the start of a bull pennant, right? Clearly, there was no bullish price action that really unfolded up here that would have led you to believe that a breakout was happening. Sure, there was a bit of a gap up, but there was no follow through up and over the highs, and you weren't just going to take it because you break the resistance trend line. That's not really a valid setup, right? So all things considered, there was no reason to believe that the bull pennant was playing out. Instead, we break the flush point, obviously flush quite a considerable amount. And how did this pan out in terms of Fibonacci analysis, right? We want to come in from the high down to the first low. Notice that the little dead cat bounce here, the little green candle that tried, never made it anywhere close to the 38.2, never mind even coming in for a back test of the flush point, right? That would have been like ideal, something like this, resist off of that and then roll over. But again, it was so bearish out there that it never even had a chance to go higher. This time we'll come in from the high all the way down to the true low. And where's your 38.2? 272.50 is roughly kind of in the congestion here. Because we have more of a structural element right here, and you can see we also resist there into the afternoon, 271 is going to be the number that I use here during today's video. So bearish consolidation happens underneath 271. We're looking for flushes all the way into the head of the pattern here at 258. Anything underneath that, 250, nice psychological number will be in play inside of NVIDIA. This is nothing more than the downtrend continuing to pan out. However, it did look the other day as if this level may have broken and at least made us to the daily trend line there, just didn't unfold, right? So we're not going to fight that now that we are confirming more of a breakdown here inside of NVIDIA. If things are going to be bullish and turn around back to the upside, I would start to be a little bit skeptical based on the serious nature of today's session, but at first would obviously have to recapture 271. But more importantly, I would want to see what the reaction is at the flush point, quote unquote, the scene of the crime, if you will, close to 278.55. Again, we could do something like this, and there are scalping opportunities that will certainly exist in that range there. But from a longer term perspective, on the retest of this area right here, it's going to be very telling. Do we come in for a lower high so we get something that looks like this, resistance, or do we break it, continue to make equal highs here on the daily, and that may lead to a breakout? Again, a lot of work will need to be done if this chart is going to flip bullish. Again, noting that we're fighting the dominant daily trend lower as well. Again, I just want to point out scenarios, levels to be thinking about, how to think about charts. That's what this video is all about. So if you enjoyed it or learned anything new today, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.